When you first start playing Elite, one of the things I highly recommend you do before you even think about jumping into any of these gameplay modes is I highly recommend you jump into training and actually complete all of the different training simulations that they've got here. Watch the videos, do the pilot assessment. In fact, until you do your pilot assessment, I don't think you'll be able to actually fly out with your ship until you actually complete this. So I think that's a must one that has to be done. Suggest you start with these training simulations: basic flight, docking, travel, combat, mining, advanced combat, advanced surface recon vehicles. That's definitely a must. I highly recommend doing this one. Advanced ship launch fighters, maybe not so essential, but I still recommend just doing all of these, because once you start the actual main game, Elite Dangerous is working on the premise that you have completed all of their tutorials, so it doesn't actually tell you what to press or what to do. It doesn't hold your hand like other games do. Once you actually start the main game, it's working on the assumption that you have completed all of the tutorials. Then you've got your challenge scenarios, so skirmish, wolfpack, pirate defense, defend your ship and property from a pirate attackers, docking practice. So you've got all these different types of more complex scenarios that are a bit difficult, a bit harder to do. And then you got the surface operation. So if you own Odyssey, this should be the first thing that you actually end up doing when you first start playing the game. So as soon as you start playing, it's automatically going to put you into this surface operation if you're in Odyssey. And if you're still not sure, I actually recommend watching all of these training videos. They're quite good, and sometimes they'll give you information that you might not pick up in the training missions. And once you do actually sort of start jumping into the actual game itself, you've got different modes. You've got open play, which means that you're playing with other players. It's like a traditional M&O sort of style play. Private is basically by yourself, but you can also then invite your friends into the game. Solo play, because you're just strictly in on your own, but you're competing against other commanders for resources. So if another commander has been to the same station that you're out and they've bought everything, they could have just cleared out all of the supplies, and you will have to wait until they get restocked again. And then you've got arena, fast-paced combat, which is basically sort of basically allows you to jump straight into PvP, I think, because I've never really done it before. Just championship, so I'm assuming this is some sort of PvP sort of thing. So yeah, you've got team deathmatch, capture the flag, pretty much standard sort of PvP sort of instant modes. I haven't tried these yet, but if you love PvP, then this might be a good way to actually get into learning about the combat side of Elite Dangerous. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to show you. Definitely recommend doing the tutorials before you jump into the main game. And that's all. One other tip I would give for Elite Dangerous is to just show you all the different types of suits that you'll be needing. So it's all in here in Pioneer.
After a weapon or an upgrade, you don't want to be caught unprepared.
Just gives a minute to load in. So you've got your Dominator suit. Hasn't loaded in yet. So you've got your Dominator suit, which is your combat suit. It's just focused on combat. As you can see, it's got 2 primary weapons, 1 secondary. It's got the energy link, profile analyzer. It's got room for 2 med packs, 2 of these type of grenades. Sorry, I'm pretty new myself. I think this one's for taking down shields. That's like your traditional frag grenade. And it's got room for 2 of those cells, I believe, recharged to keep your suit charged up. I'm not sure what that is. So then you've got your Maverick, which is it comes with your arc cutter, profile analyzer, energy link. This allows for a primary weapon and a secondary weapon. Did I show with the Dominator that you've got two primary weapons of that, so it's really heavy focused on combat. Plus, if you look at the stats, it gives the greatest resistance to attack. And then you've got the Artemis suit, which is an exploration suit. It comes with the genetic sampler profile and energy link. So this suit's primary purpose is really just collecting data, biological data that you can then take that data and then sell it. Not really my thing. So that's basically a summary of the different types of suits. Grade 1, they start each at 150,000 credits and go up from there. I highly recommend going to an actual station that actually that will sell you upgraded suits. Just save heaps of money, heaps of time. It's just the cheapest way to do it. I quite like the look of the Dominator suit. I quite like the look and the feel of the suit. Maverick looks alright from a cosmetic point of view, but personal preference is the Dominator suit. And here also buy your weapons. Just recommend getting yourself a good rifle, in my opinion. But that's more like, this is a fully automatic one. And then if we go back again, got consumables, and I mentioned before in the other video that you can buy these medikits, energy cells, like all this sort of stuff. The only one, these ones, all of these, you can pretty much find laying around on missions at settlements. You can pretty much find them laying around, just pick them up, there's no real consequences. And that other one that I wasn't too sure, I guess it was one of these, a shield projector, a deployable device that generates a barrier designed to absorb incoming attacks. So that's what. So this explains all the different types of grenades, basically. E-breach, typically I don't think you'll find those laying around settlements, so you'll probably have to buy them. But in my opinion, don't spend money on grenades and medkits and energy cells, just save your credits. So yeah, these are sort of 1,000 credits each. So
Anything else you need? Get back when you're ready.
there's probably better things you could spend your credits on, in my opinion.
If you're low on credit.
Just another tip when you're playing Elite Dangerous, especially this is really more for new players, but yeah, if you're still just trying to work the game out like I am, the easiest way to work out what you need to do is come over to one of these terminals and just interact with it. And if the mission is to bring it to a person, then obviously hit staff list. If it's facility, then you hit facilities. So this is around the settlement. So what we're going to do to bring this up, it said that it was on the surrounds. So just so now we're going to look for the container. So this will give us the container location. if I'm on the right one. Here we go. Container 8. So now this is going to give me a waypoint. So whenever you do these missions, make sure you interact with the terminals, because the terminals will give you waypoints and it will just save you heaps of time doing it that way. Whereas if you just try and wander around the place and just try to find it that way, it can take ages. So this is actually the fastest way to actually find what you're looking for. Just one little tip. One way to avoid actually paying for these consumables is you'll find these little boxes in and around settlements. If you see these, just pick them up, take them. You'll never get into trouble for taking these. I know it sounds a bit stingy. These are only worth about a thousand credits to buy, and perhaps for a lot of endgame players that have billions of credits saved up, it's probably not an issue just buying up these consumables. But for people just starting out like myself, to be able to actually find these at settlements for free, yeah, it's just a lot easier, especially when you're just starting out, to pick these up for free instead of chewing up some of your budget early on in the early game. So yeah, I highly recommend, just if you see these on settlements when you're doing missions, just pick them up and don't pay for them at the moment. Perhaps even endgame players still like to just take them for free if they can. But yeah, typically speaking, you will not get into trouble for picking up and taking these. And if you walk around the settlements, you can find other things too. Here, shield projector. You can just find these laying around. You can just sort of basically resupply fairly cheaply doing it this way. Sometimes if you're not meant to take it, it will say theft or stealing. So yeah, try not to take those, because if you do get caught by a guard, I think they will turn hostile on you. So try not to do that.